Hello everyone, this is Caitlin with Ascending Aries. I'm here to do it's kind of a new moon reading and also maybe a little bit of a tribute reading. Today, I wasn't actually going to do any sort of reading today. I planned on it yesterday, and then last night, or this morning, I got news from back home that my childhood pet cat had passed on, and basically I'm over 2,000 miles away. I'm on literally the opposite coast, the other side of the country, doing some healing work, and I just didn't expect that to happen while I was gone. So it's been a really rough day. I knew it was interesting because I did some deeper meditation and stuff last night that I called in all of my guides. I called in all of my angels to protect me. And then I don't usually physically see anything when I call in my guides. I just can feel that they're there. I just kind of know. I have a knowing that they're there. I've always had this like pull to the left side of my body. And when I got a picture of my aura taken, there were three yellow dots over my left shoulder, and she told me they were angels that were ready to take me on my path. So they've always been on my left. I've always had feelings towards the left side of my body. Anyway, last night I was doing a deeper meditation, some twin flame work, some manifesting type of stuff, and I noticed an actual gray shadowy spot on the end of my bed, and it was smaller, and I pointed at it. I didn't look directly at it, but I pointed at it and I said, I see you there. And I thought maybe at first it was my dog. My family dog passed on earlier this year, I think. Wow, so I thought it might be my dog, but now, that happened last night, and then this morning, they put my cat down, and I got news of it this morning, and so I think it was probably him that was at the end of my bed. It could have been my dog still, but it would make sense if it was him, especially the fact that I could kind of see something, so it was almost like in between physical and spiritual. It's been a very long day. I've been mourning him all day, but I've been going in between mourning and also knowing that, his energy isn't gone. He's still here. And in fact, I'm having an interesting time accepting that maybe he is actually here, because my left side, where I feel all of my guides and all of that, it got heavier. There's more there. And I also have this feeling that it was almost like, he had to leave the physical body to come over here and help me out with stuff. And all my life, that cat has helped me through some major parts of my life. So maybe that's just my way of coping. Who knows? And I don't really know yet. And I don't really think I'll find out right now, especially because it just happened. And so I wasn't gonna do reading, but then I just had this feeling that I need to. It's the new moon, and I got this feeling of, I just heard this big trust me, and so this is a D'Artagnan energy fueled read, because I know that in some way, shape, fashion, or form he is here, even if he's if it's not his specific, there's part of his energy is here. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. Sorry to talk for 4.5 minutes about my dead cat. It's kind of therapeutic though. Thanks guys. Thanks. So, all right. I don't know if this is going to be twin flame. I don't know if it's going to be career. I don't know if it's going to be self. I don't know what it's going to be. It's usually how it goes. It's just what Spirit, God wants to be known right now, especially during this new moon and what is coming up, the cycles of it. So we're just gonna see where it drives us. So far we have a comforting surprise. Oof. And it's partial or unexpected success. We're not going to take all those. It's the Six of Clubs. Right around. Okay, that is the Room card, which is the Ace of Diamonds, which usually means solitude, privacy, could mean intimacy, but I believe it's more of not intimacy like with someone else, it's more of intimacy with yourself. That sounded funny, which is funny because I just had a conversation about intimacy with yourself with one of my friends also on this journey last night. I will say, not for TMI, sorry if it is TMI. Oh, that one jumped up. Oh my. But I would suggest, and I've done this already one time. It was August of 2016, I believe. During a very heavy time, I went completely abstinent for a month, and I mean fully abstinent from all humans, including myself. And sorry guys, but you know what happened was I grew to such a crazy spiritual level. It definitely, I actually had someone describe it to me as, and I haven't done any more research on this, but someone I was close to and understood a lot of this stuff. I told them what I was doing, and they described it as like, he showed me a cross, and he said, this like represents us, I guess, and it's past, present, and then there's like above and below. I don't know, I might be doing it totally wrong. All I know is it's like ancient is back here, alien is forward, above us it's angel, so it's like a connection to God, and then the lower is animal, which is more connection to earth. Animal is like sexual drive especially, and you know, primal tendencies. And so if you cut off one, you get more towards the other. So if you cut off the animal, you get more towards the angel, I guess. I can't remember exactly how he described it. He probably would shake his head at me if he heard me trying to butcher this. But it makes sense. You cut off your more earthly primal urges and needs, you get a little bit more in the other side of things, which is the angel, the spiritual, the connection to God. So I did that for a month, and at the end of the month, I was on a whole new level of spirituality and spiritualness. So, some have, it's interesting because I started this when I was, okay, I'm not even actually going to go into that. All I know is that it's good to do, especially when the moon is going through your sign. I started this and then found out only days afterwards that the moon is currently going through my sign. So how crazy is that? Let's get into this reading. So like I said, the first card we have is Comforting Surprise. It's partial or unexpected success. That's a Six of Clubs. Next card is the Room card, which is the Ace of Diamonds, which is solitude, intimacy, you know, like we just said, intimacy with self. This is the Ace of Clubs, which is nuptials, which, I mean, could mean actual nuptials, but it's a commitment card. And then this is the Three of Hearts, which is lookout, and usually means like farsightedness, ambition, and that such stuff. So let me get really quickly my notebook. Where did that go? That is so interesting where my notebook go. Sometimes you just wonder if things are just here to mess with you. Alright, I cannot believe that's just like disappeared. That's okay. I have a notebook that has all of the things written down you've probably seen or heard of in previous videos, but it is completely disappeared at this point, which is not really possible seeing that I live literally in a shack. So, alright, we're just gonna go off of what I'm being told. Maybe that's what the whole point is. Alright. I'm just getting a feeling of it. Okay. Comforting surprise. I'm getting, or I think it's comforting surprise. Yeah, it's comforting surprise. Something great's going to happen. Something really good is going to happen. It's not going to be, well, it could be, but it's probably not going to be the fullest extent of what you really, really wanted, but it is something that you really want, that you're going to find some partial success in. Maybe, you know, you don't get promoted to manager, but you're promoted in some way that gets you closer to that. Or you're co-managing instead of being just the only manager. There's all sorts of different things it could be for that. I kind of course, want to say it's twin flame because of the 11 down here and the 6 up here. But, so that could be it. Maybe if your twin is in a union with someone else, then maybe they don't break up with them and come straight to you, but they break up with that person. There could be any number of things. We'll just see where it goes from here. So that's the first card. This card, it's, you know, room. Like I said, it's like intimacy. I see it as a lot of like turning inwardly. Solitude is what another thing it means. It's the Ace of Diamonds. And I always find it so interesting. This room looks so disheveled. But in a way, I look around my little shack, room shack that I'm living in, and it's pretty disheveled too. Because it's lived in. Because I've been here and I'm just by myself and I'm pretty much just staying inside all day. Except to go out and like feed and water horses. So I think it means that if this happens, especially if it's twin flame related and like something you want happens, something you really wanted happens, like they break up with a person or whatever, it's this is a reminder of don't go outward, go inward. That doesn't mean like retract or pull away from this person or from this like opportunity of growth. It's more of to balance and remember to look at yourself inwardly. You'll get the answers and what you want and the direction from there. When your ego, sometimes when something really good happens, we can't help it. Like our brains go into overdrive, our emotions take over in a way that's not, I mean, emotions are positive and can be in some ways, but sometimes when they take over and it fuels just too much like chaos, then we're not clear. So if this happens, if something great and wonderful happens, this is a reminder to meditate, to still be at peace, to still focus on what you're supposed to be doing. This is something that's coming up with the new moon for sure. This new moon is calling something into action. And so after this new moon, which is what, like tomorrow, but it's not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just saying in the upcoming days, perhaps, maybe, and probably upcoming weeks for some of us, something surprising but good will happen. Remember to stay with yourself. So it's interesting. This is the nuptial card, and if you look, it's like literally putting a ring on a finger. There's fire here and smoke, which is, and it's also the Ace of Clubs. So I'm getting stuff. Okay, so there's something you will have to, eventually, this will lead to a commitment of some sort. Now, this could be union. This could be commitment to the job. This would be commitment to taking in, so I'm also getting that perhaps this is y'all with spiritual gifts. You'll find out you'll have partial unexpected success with maybe an enlightenment or a meditation session of some sort, and you will discover your connection to guides perhaps. This encourages you to do more of that, more inward, more solitary type of work. And then this, it's interesting how it led down that path, but this is like a commitment. Like if your guides show themselves to you, or you experience an interesting phenomena while meditating, anything like that, it's almost like it's being shown to you for a reason, and you now need to commit to working. It's 1444, the thing just said. It's like commit to using these skills, these abilities, these passions that are arising within you. You need to commit to fulfilling this and to follow it out. So this is a bond. There's a bond being made. Something that happens will cause you to have a bond, and it's either a bond with God or a twin or a career choice. It could be all of them. It could be none of them. Honestly, guys, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate with you. That's okay. But there's a bond kind of like to stick with something coming up soon. After this, though. Okay, so then this last card is the lookout card. It is the Three of Hearts. And it usually says farsightedness, ambition. It's like long-term goals, I think. So, of course, if you are getting into union with your twin, then that is, you know, farsightedness, ambitious. Like, there's a lot that's going to happen. So, it's interesting because this reading originally feels a lot like it's just telling us things we already know. But maybe that's... No, I'm being told that's not the case. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I'm getting it. There's something to do with the fire, though, here. Maybe this is for you, fire signs. Maybe it has to do with a fire sign that you will be having success with and having a bond with and having this, like, ambitious outlook with. So there's something to do with a fire sign. So if there's someone fire related, then perhaps there's something to do with them that you're going to be learning from. I'm getting the fire as a potential. There's a lot of fire going on in the kind of like world outside our world, the ether, I guess. I don't really know how to describe that. That's just what I'm getting. There's a lot of fire energy surrounding things. Fire energy, usually, like fire signs, there's a lot of ambition behind that. Well, which is, I just said ambition from here. There's a lot of, like, amped upness, like, being fired up, actually, sounds about right. So, okay, see, it kind of, like, it comes up, and then as it settles, I figure it out a little bit more. So, this new moon in Gemini is going to bring something slightly unexpected, but very good into your presence, into your life. Something's being fired up, revved up, pretty much, to get something started, something new. We do have two aces right here, the Ace of Diamonds and the Ace of Clubs. So we've got a lot of new energy. Something new is going to happen. And so you're going to have to do some internal work maybe before you know, it's interesting. Something great's going to come up, and then there's going to be like the committed bond. But in between those two cards is the Room card for intimacy, solitude, you know, internal work. And so start kind of like figuring things out. So I think that this is to say, make sure you do that. Like between the finding out and the committing to of something awesome or cool or special or whatever, there's a lot of inner work that still needs to be done and is encouraged to focus on and continue to do before you just jump right into being like, yes, 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 and like jump into this union or this bond or this job or this new commitment to making YouTube videos of readings, like things like that. Like there's a lot of inner stuff first. It's in between though. And then after this commitment, there's a lot of like, okay, so what's next? You know, we can do a lot from this manager position. We can change a lot. There's a lot of fire behind it all. Fired up to be like, to really get things going. So this energy is really fiery. I'm getting just a lot of like fast moving, quick burning, like, I mean, fire travels fast, which is interesting. Where I'm out in California right now. There was just a fire near my house, but when it's dry, like it is California dry, and during the summer where there's just like not a drop of water, and it's hot, fire travels so fast. So we're in the summer months as it is. There's just fiery energy everywhere. This new moon, though, is bringing in some sort of fire that spreads quickly. So I'm being... Okay. This is like a... I also think this actually has to do specifically with, see, I get told to just do little things, then I do them. I obviously follow no specific pattern. That is the 2 of clubs, and I almost always hate pulling that card because I can never pronounce. It's either haughtiness, haughtiness, you know, like haute couture. It's usually being very like, I wish I had my notebook. Proud of yourself, vanity, that's kind of the word I'm looking for. Maybe it's to steer clear of vain during this time. If you're getting something you really want, don't rub it in people's faces, obviously. This is like a cautionary card of more of like, this is the pitfall to watch out for. Like, during this fired up energy with things going as fast as it's going, like, there's not going to be a whole lot of time to think, almost. So this is your warning right here before it happens. Be cautious, be aware, and just know to not brag. I actually got this for a different reading, too, that had to do with, like, career and job, to make sure you don't, like, brag about this wonderful, good thing. Because while a huge group of you, something great's about to happen, for another group of you, it's not that something bad's going to happen, it's that nothing's going to happen. And so that's a smaller group than the other group, but it's still a good portion. So be careful of what you're posting and sharing, but at the same time, you're allowed to flaunt your colors, your happiness. Just don't force it in, rub it in. Like, wear your happiness on your sleeve, or wear your happiness on the outside. Like, go ahead and show that you're happy, but don't push it down on people of like, look at me, look at me, look at me, because a lot of people are also going through a lot and losing a lot at the same time. So I think that was that's like, I got that as like a caution tale type of thing. And then I'm told there's one more. Yep. There is. I'm sure y'all can't see that. But we're gonna go ahead. Okay. This one. Okay, so this is like what to do and what not to do. So what not to do, don't rub stuff in. But what to do is be of service. This is the, like, it's kind of like a maid card. It is is that an 8 or a 3? That looks like an 8. And the 8 of diamonds. And so this is something to, from getting all this good, wonderful, fabulous stuff, or whatever is going to happen for you, there's also, use that to move forward and to help others. So just like if you were to get an extreme amount of wealth, one would hope that you might share some of that, spread it, donate in some way, you know, serve others in some way. If you get an abundance of something, you should always spread it. You should always share it. So if you get an abundance of love this upcoming month, or an abundance of, you know, abilities that your career is now open up to doing, share that. If you find out that you have an abundance of abilities that you're discovering, share those abilities. So that's kind of a like what not to do and what to do type of thing. And then I think what last I'm going to do before ending the video is pull one fairy card. This is my Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue. The fairies actually like yelled at me the other day because I wasn't using the cards, and it was almost like you don't I always feel like I have to like memorize everything before I do it and jump into it, and they were like, we have things to say, just use the deck. So we're gonna go ahead and use the deck, and this is gonna be something of advice or something to focus on healing for a majority of you. It's the group that's gonna go, okay, all right, interesting. environmental awareness. So this is from something from the Fairy Collective saying, be kinder to the earth and earth will be kinder to you, is what I'm getting. Very interesting, actually. I guess, and this actually I feel like has nothing to do, I mean, it might have something to do with a specific reading, but I can see now why the fairies were yelling at me. I guess, you know what it is, I've been dealing with this internally without even realizing it, and now it's just kind of like bam, right there. Right now, with all the summer parties and all this shit, there are red Solo cups everywhere. I see beer cans everywhere, hot dog bun wrappers, and there's like so much garbage out right now, and like all this, I feel like it's almost like a reminder, like, okay, it's summertime. That doesn't mean you trash the planet. Like, please take care of the planet. If you see plastic and beer things and all these like party stuff everywhere, because when people party, they get drunk, and it's not, I mean, it is what it is. People get drunk and don't realize that they've, you know, accidentally let things blow off in the wind or whatever. So do your part and pick up, because I'm being told that that summer is the dirtiest time of year, is what I just heard. Summer is the dirtiest time of year. It's pretty dirty. I mean, it can get dirty in multiple ways. So there you have it. That's what the fairies wanted everyone to know, that it's just like a little undermine, like, by the way, please take care of the earth. So this reading, something with this new moon in Gemini, this is a story of what this new moon's bringing in, something unexpected, something good and happy, and it doesn't, I mean, it can be a full success of something specific, but it also usually means like just partial success. So something really good's going to happen that's going to take you in the right direction, or take something in the right direction. Remember that the core of everything comes from within you. So to keep your internal self the like most forefront of this, when this happens, it'll be hard to like focus, like, how can I meditate? There's blah, blah, blah. I don't have time. And like, there's all sorts of things that could come up. And this is a reminder that you need to do that before you jump into a commitment or a union with this opportunity that has opened up, or before jumping at the opportunity, I guess. And then, of course, this is just like a look out, great ambition card. It's a lot of reaching out and applying whatever it is that you have gained from the story. Something to be aware of is, you know, vanity. I mean, be happy and show your happiness. Like, you have to show it. I'm not saying to hide it. In fact, I'm being told, like, you must show your happiness. Like, you must share with the world, because a lot of people, especially, like, me personally, I listen to the, To Be a Good Soul, and she is about to be in reunion with her twin after, like, 2 years. And she's been doing twin flame videos for so long, and she did videos about letting go, about like letting go and not needing to be with your twin, releasing that like need to be with your twin. And also all of her videos right now, because she's reunioning, that's a word I probably just made up, she is so happy and excited, and I love watching it now. Like, well, I love watching it always before, but now it's just like a whole new level, because her just like, she's glowing with excitement and love because of what's happening to her, and that's good. That's what we need. We need it. So this is like a twofold card of like, show the happiness, because a lot of us are going through rougher times. So if you have career success and all these things, share that with us, because we need to know. But be aware that you do not veer into the side of ego, and it's all you can talk about, it's all that you can share, it's all you think about, it's all that you express. You're just, everyone has to know about it, and that's not the case. You need to let people come to you and just attract them with your glowy exciteness. Don't force the glowy exciteness down their throats. And then also use whatever you gain from the situation as service to others. Gain whatever insight, whatever happiness, whatever position you have to give to other people, and share this with them. And then also, a message from the fairies of the day is environmental awareness. It's summertime, y'all. We love to party and have fun. I'm right there with you. But please be careful. There's red Solo cups everywhere. There's so much. I mean, at the lake, I see people like pouring crap into the lake. So there's just a lot of like environmental like hurt right now, and we're trying to ascend to a new earth. So don't be counterproductive. Be aware of the summer. Be better than you normally are about, like, you know, throwing things away in the right bin. I don't know. Like, take better care of the earth is what the fairies have to say. So thank you guys so much for being here for this. This is a general reading for new moon and Gemini. I might do some smaller readings, but I will see you later regardless.